today. From Lumen Field in Seattle, it's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. Drew Lock and the Seattle Seahawks versus Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans.
We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at Lumen Field here in the Soto District of Seattle. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Houston Texans. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They've handled all comers through the first 3 months, a perfect 12-0.
Yeah, they're 3/4 of the way. To a perfect season, and now's where it really starts to get into your mind. We'll see if it affects their play in any way.
3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. Out comes Deshaun Watson, ready to captain the ship here for this Houston offense.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
On first down, it's Watson. That's the tight end, Hurst, with it. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Faking the give, now Watson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Watson now to throw. Flushed out right. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. So holding there on the return, and that'll back him up to start the next drive.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call right there, partner. I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression, jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big connection on that one. 34 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Rolling to his right. Catch is made by Metcalf. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 35 yards. 1st and goal from just inside the 5. They look to throw. It's Locke. And he finds Lockett in the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, his 25th touchdown. Tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
And, Charles, you wonder about this defense coming in. I mean, look, it's no secret they're playing a team that's down on its luck right now. Losers of 5 straight. How does that change how you prepare for a game?
Well, to me, the first thought is you just get after them early, right? Take away any chance of them building any confidence. But the second thing is you prepare a little bit differently. You've got to expect this team to take chances, go for it on 3rd and 4th downs, run a lot of trick plays, anything to try and break their losing streak. So you must stay alert and stay aware.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That certainly looks like nothing to show now from these first 2 possessions. And guess what? When you're on a losing streak, that can lead to a full sense of, here we go again. So on the sidelines, the offensive play callers, quarterback, they've got to get together and dial something up to start their next drive. Otherwise, it could be a long game.
39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Now, they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. It means they got out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. This is Carson. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
Well, partner, this offense 12-0 now on the year following their latest victory. And during the week, a lot of folks making comparisons between this squad and the 1985 Bears. You know, they too were 12-0 at this juncture of the season before losing on a Monday night 38-24 to the Dolphins at the Orange Bowl way back on December 2nd of 85. But then they never lose again en route to winning Super Bowl 20.
And when you look back on it, partner, didn't it almost feel like a setup game? Because they were playing the Dolphins, and the Dolphins were protecting their franchise's undefeated season of 1972, that team. And you know what that team does. They love to celebrate the fact that they still are the only one to get through an entire NFL season that way. That was Dan Marino's 3rd year, playing under the great Don Shula, and they were motivated to keep that franchise's record intact.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Locke again. Out to his left. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 25-yard line.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Shotgun snap to Locke. Dumps this one off to Chris Carson. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. After 7-0 on EA Sports. So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. Here's Locke on the move to his left. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. From the gun, it's Locke rolling to his left, going for it all, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Whenever you see a quarterback break contain, just think to yourself, the receivers on that side of the field, their number 1 job, make sure they get in his sight line so you can try and find someone downfield. Guys on the backside, make sure you don't give up the deep ball. They tried it there. They weren't able to connect.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Houston's offense taking over again. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Here's Watson. He'll dump this one off to Lindsey. Oh, now Lindsey lost the football. And the Seahawks have recovered. There are two words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still.
Touchdown, Seahawks. Tyler Lockett. His 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the fourth most in a single season. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes our score 17-0. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's second down. Second down at 7. Now it's Watson. The catch is made by Dillon Mitchell. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 42. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Watson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Watson off play action. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by DJ Reed. And the Seahawks are going to have it here at their own 15.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. They run it with Carson. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Play action. Now it's Locke sliding out of the pocket.
Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes two to tango. Into the red zone, it's Locke. And he finds Lockett in the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the third most in a single year. And the Seahawks continue to pull away here in this first half. Point after, right down the middle. And a route is on here in this first half. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded right at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Set to take over again, Deshaun Watson and this Texans offense. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates. Find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Now he's flushed out left. And he'll hit the deck, but he did not get there. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Returnable for Lockett. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. We see Drew Lock in the offense coming back on. And it's safe to say he has been getting his money's worth in this one.
I would agree with that totally. Being able to go back and launch it and air it out. And let's face it, it's not just him stepping back and flinging it, though. You've got to have someone who can go get it. And that's important for any offense. Someone who can stretch the field, or as they like to say, take the top off of a zone defense. Open things up, because then you can come back and throw underneath and gain some pretty good chunks of yardage as well.
He's ripped the top off of whatever defense they've been playing. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that nearly intercepted. Well, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's 2nd down. They fake the handoff. Now Locke steps away. He hits his target, Lockett. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year. And this Seahawks offense continues to pour it on. Extra point right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And in a spot like this, still more than a minute, I think if you put something on the board before. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Now the try here for the point after. And it's no good. Well, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Here's Oliver. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. After the sack on first down, Watson to the right side and complete to Hurst. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. From the gun on third, Watson. And now Watson throws another interception. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. Diggs with a good footwork. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity.
And he finds Lockett in the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Seahawks are running away with this one. Point after here coming up. And the route is on here in this first half. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with 25 seconds to go, we'll see how they want to play this. And it's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
The Texans going to signal for their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down. To throw is Watson. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for Houston. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. A final shot before half for Locke.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll begin out west at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. And it's the 49ers who are out in front with that game closing in on halftime. Trey Lance with a couple of touchdown passes. From there, we head east to Minnesota to check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. And they trail in that one to the visiting Las Vegas Raiders. Derek Carr lighting it up. 3 touchdown passes there. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Russell Wilson leading the way with a couple of touchdown passes in the victory. In the game you're watching, it's been Drew Lock with a strong first half. His 5 touchdown passes have him on a record pace. As for the call of the second half, we'll turn it back over to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, it's team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through. I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
Lock going to throw. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Dwayne Eskridge, his first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks offense continues to pour it on. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Here's Oliver. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. They'll try and run for it with Lindsey. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by DJ Reed. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. And right about now, you start to think, and maybe they're starting to think, gosh, maybe points aren't going to happen for us in this game.
Well, it's a thought that is worth having because so far in this game, this defense has not just had the upper hand.
Touchdown! Complete at the 1. Tyler Lockett with touchdown number 31. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Well, they got the ball in great field position. 1 play later, boom, end zone. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded right at the goal line. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Now a 1st down throw. Watson. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Bobby Wagner multiple times in All-Pro in there to drop him for a loss. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the 1st down sack. Watson, screen pass to Lindsey. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Now Watson. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. And he'll take this to the 47, but no further as they get him down well short of the line to gain. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. We see Drew Lock in the offense coming back on. And he's been magnificent as we start to roll on all these touchdown passes he's had so far. It's been fun to watch.
It's been almost poetic, hasn't it? Captain, my captain. And this captain is playing so well and leading his team. As you mentioned, the great number of touchdown passes. He's looking really, really sharp.
Now maybe he just wants to add to that total, right?
And why not? More the merrier.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Now a play fake, and here's Locke. Left side complete to Lockett. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On play action, Locke going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in.
And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf with touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Seahawks add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Point after, right down the middle, and the lead will swell by one more. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Here's Watson. And that'll be incomplete. The Texans on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, here's Watson. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And some strong running. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food, because that is something that you and I enjoy. We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we can probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1 for what we've seen this season.
Block off of play action. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Escapes the sack. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Dwayne Eskridge with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Seahawks are on their way to a sensational 13-0 start as they extend their lead here. Extra point right down the middle, and that will extend this big lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down. Back to throw, Watson. Short throw underneath to Hurst. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun, Watson.
toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Short throw underneath to Hurst. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll look to throw again. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Jamal Adams. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being...
And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Extra point attempt here still to come. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
And now out comes Houston. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Watson's throw here on target to Hurst.
A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Working with a 2nd and 4.
From the gun, Watson.
On a slant, here's Collins.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On 1st and 10, Watson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at about the 31. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. They'll actually throw it with Locke. Out to his left. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby.
And the Texans are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column, but as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
So the victory here for Seattle. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Seahawks, The streak lives as they move to 13-0 now on the year. And they'll have another home date next week as the LA Rams come to town. Meanwhile, for Houston, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis,